Hello, Overtime Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play A Link to the Past Super Metroid Randomized Crossover with me, BlueAnkylo. So, last episode was super long, and I have been recording these almost all in a straight batch. Not quite, but pretty close. So, you forgive me if I'm losing a little bit of coherency as my recording session gets longer and longer. But I've been enjoying myself, and we're almost through this randomizer, so I'm pretty confident we're okay. I don't actually need to use super bombs or power bombs anymore. I just use them because I'm used to them. But yeah, we can get away with normal bombs now. Anyway, how you guys doing? Welcome back to episode... I don't know, I haven't really been keeping count of the episodes. There's been a few. There's been a fair number of episodes this series. I feel like I'm making pretty good time, but, given this is my first attempt, this is certainly anything but a speed run for this game. Alright, so these guys, I like to normally just fight with... Oh, they blocked it, you jerks. I usually just charge beam from the back, and it kills them pretty quickly once they do their little kick thing. I never got really very good at this room. Like, there are lots of tricks to make it easier. There we go. I'm not sure if jumping over them is what triggers it or what, but... I think it's like every second jump. No? Wow, how'd that bounce? Anyway. Cool, there's the metal Chozo, the metal pirates. Oh, I suppose, the end of last episode, I forgot to do something important. I forgot to mark off that I got another item out of the way. There you go, it's marked off. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. And then actually, we got this item as well. So, I'm not terribly worried about Ridley. Between the charge beam, lots of energy, and tons of super missiles, this shouldn't be anything to worry about. I mean, I might take some damage. Ridley is tough. But, this should be fine. We have, considerably more super missiles than you're usually ever allowed to have, so... Like most randomizers, that part won't be difficult. We can spare a few. So there are some neat things about Ridley we could talk about. A lot of his power actually comes from his tail. That tail whip, if you were paying really close attention, does considerably more damage than any other of his attacks. Getting hit by his fireballs is not that bad. Even just running into his body is okay. Like that tail. I'm keep getting hit by his tail just to show it off. That's my story. But this is what you want him to do. This little bouncing around thing. Pretty easy to dodge. You can hit him with a lot of missiles. I don't know how. I think it was just he was in invincibility frames after I hit him. So when he did that tail whip, I actually somehow, phased through it. Anyway, he should be about dead. He's not dead yet? Wow. I thought it was 30 super missiles. I couldn't have missed that many, could I? Are you not dead yet? I mean, there you go. So I was gonna say, we had over 60. I can't believe I'd miss half of my supers. He also has some sort of weird mechanic where he's dead, as in you dealt enough damage to kill him, but he doesn't actually trigger his death sequence until something triggers. Oh, good. I'm so glad we got 20 rupees out of it. But yeah, essentially, we probably killed him after 30 missiles, and then I filled him up with 20 more. Just because he didn't trigger his actual death cutscene where he picks you up and you're supposed to be a little morph ball and then he blows up around you, yada yada. Anyway, that's fine. I have not practiced Super Metroid in so long that I don't feel all that ashamed if my performance in here isn't all that amazing. It's just simply I haven't played in a couple years, and I've played things like Project AM2R and Metroid Prime and Fusion and basically every other Metroid game in the entire world since last time I played Super Metroid. So my hands are a little bit more used to those controls. And although Super Metroid is an amazing game, I actually think they did better on the controls for games like, that was really good. Zero Mission. I actually like some of the Game Boy Advance's controls better. Why? These jumps are not that hard. I'm gonna die here because I can't make these jumps. Hey, Chihuahua. Anyway, we're fine. We're not gonna die at the end of the game. But yeah, that's my excuse. I think I've noticed when I did a long section of Super Metroid for... There was a couple episodes in a row where we did a fair bit of Super Metroid stuff. I felt like after, you know, an hour or so of actually playing it constantly, I was getting more familiar with the controls again, and things were starting to click. And then I went back to Link to the Past, and it's been a couple hours since I played much of Super Metroid. I'm like, okay, now I don't remember what I'm doing anymore. So, that might be what happens. I'm just gonna save it, because there's no shame in saving it. Right? There's no shame. So we got 4 last items on the way out, and maybe 1 more if I decide to go all the way back through Meridia, which I still have not decided, but there aren't a lot of items we can get in Link to the Past left either. So, something's gotta give if we need that fire rod to finish the game, and I'm pretty sure we do. There's not a whole lot of places left to look. So I'm really hoping that here in Lower Norfair on the way out, we can find ourselves a fire rod. Like that! Thank you! We're good! That's go mode, I believe. I'll even click the button that says go mode. Pretty sure that's what that means. Also, I've had that butterfly net all this time. Alright, there you go. You've got the go mode activated. Does that mean I'm going to stop looking for items? Not exactly. But I might stop picking them up if they're not good. Like, if there was a red mail over here, I might pick it up. I am not going to pick up power bombs, though. It has to be something that's a real upgrade, and there's not a lot of real upgrades left. Oh yeah, let's, fire rod. And I got the mushroom too a while ago, didn't I? And like, both boomerangs. I got all that stuff at some point. Doesn't matter. Alright, so there's an item to the right here, usually just a missile. Today, it's just a missile. So, we'll update the tracker once I get past the last... There's one last item over here. Super missiles, they don't matter, but I'll pick them up anyway. One of my sort of favorite things, personally, is seeing how many super missiles you can get in a randomizer. It just depends on the randomizer. Sometimes you can only get... Well, I don't know if I've ever seen a randomizer actually give you less than 50 supers, but, you know, it's random. But yeah, typically you see like 70 or 80 super missiles on a Super Metroid randomizer, which I just think is kind of fun because, you know, normally you just get 50. And look at this, the secret connection is made. We are back in friendly territory. So, you know, if I hadn't saved after we transitioned back from Link to the Past, we could have just... No, if I reset the game, I wouldn't have kept my progress. I was thinking, you can go back to your ship. You can sort of warp to your ship by... I don't know if it's almost a cheat exactly, but like... Essentially by resetting the game while you're in Super Metroid after transitioning from Link to the Past, but before saving in Super Metroid, it doesn't know where to send you because you haven't saved it in Super Metroid. So it sends you to your ship, which sort of warps you back up. Which we're going to do. And then we're going to go kill Mother Brain. So this feels like a legit strategy to me. And I know we're missing an item from Meridia. I don't really care what it is anymore. Because I got my fire rod. And it's a long trip back to go to the Morph Ball, or the Spring Ball location. We ain't got time for that. And this gives you the interesting start of starting at your ship with no health, which is not something you can normally do. Because saving here would automatically refill you. Speaking of getting refilled, though. You know, just in case, I suppose we should put it back on criteria. But yeah, if we look at the full map, we haven't missed much. I think it's really just this item here. That was the item after Spore Spawn, which we did get once and then died. So, you know, there's pretty much nothing else to do. It's not like we've done a 100% run because of some reloads and some skips because we saw the item and decided it was garbage. But it's pretty close, like... There's going to be a couple dungeons in Link to Past that just because they're going to be pendants rather than crystals, you can mostly skip unless you end up needing the, you know, you need to search them for items, which luckily I don't think we had to do too much of. Like actually going back to a dungeon we don't need to kill the boss for just to get some items out of it. I don't remember if we ever had to do that. Did we get any important like progression items out of that? Game seems louder today too. Like, I've actually been turning the internal volume down between episodes. And that area was like super loud. Weird. Hopefully the balance is overall okay. Also, a great improvement is they removed the very slow animation where the statue of bosses falls down, so I certainly don't complain about that. This is not... What the heck is going on? Still down to 25%. You know, it started at the game when I started, it was like 40%, and then I've been reducing it by like 5% every couple episodes just to try to keep the audio balanced. Anyway, welcome to Turian. You know Turian, it's cool. There's Metroids everywhere. We were supposed to be very sad after we killed Ridley that our friend baby from Metroid 2 disappeared. Escaped out of its... I mean, we never even got to see the, whatchamacallit. Oops. Alright, you guys gotta wait for a second. We never got to see it get stolen by Ridley in the randomizer. So that's a little strange. I thought this guy would follow me. This was terrible. Let me go. Don't want to let me go. Oh yeah, that's right. This is not like Zero Mission where you can actually escape. You have to kill him. That's right. I'm pretty sure in Zero Mission and most newer Super Metroid games, well, whatever. This is gonna be faster anyway. You can sort of lead them all together and then hit them all with one super missile if you're really clever, but this is fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the newer, more modern Metroids, there's usually a way to, like, escape out of them. Also, I've heard that, did you know, you can actually kill these things. You basically have to use super missiles, though. But there we go, we killed them. Fun facts. Enemies that no one ever kills 90% of the time. Yes, did I waste like 10 supers for nothing? I did that. You can't kill this one, though. It's special. It's got plot armor. Until now. Alright. And yes, if you're super clever, you can avoid this, and you can actually escape out of the room before the baby even gets you, but we're not going to mess around with that. It has to learn its lesson. Alright, alright. I'm fine, I'm fine. Did you know it stays around and watches you until you stand up forever if you don't stand up? It's really concerned. I think that triggered the door opening, just barely. Not that I need the 5 missiles, but... Alright. I did just almost frame perfect door opening there. That was some skill, clearly. I won't have full super missiles for this, but it's fine. You know, there's some neat little tricks you can get to get past the Zebetite, which is the name of the stuff in here, the red regrowing stuff. I don't really want to try to do it, but there are some neat little tricks. I think the easiest way is to freeze, it's basically to freeze this orb when it shows up, which will totally show up. You have to freeze it right as it appears, and then stand on it, and then you sort of glitch through this gate. And if you glitch through that gate, then none of these walls actually show up. It's pretty cool, actually. I recommend giving it a try when you're not recording. Just in your off time. And then when you feel like recording, you can show it off like a pro. Anyway, we had hundreds of missiles, so like, who needs that many missiles, clearly? It's just a big, stupid brain. We've got ammo for days, and even a charge beam if we run out by some chance. Now, I do understand that technically, the charge beam does more damage per second than the super missiles do. But I have a rule for myself that whenever I fight Mother Brain, I empty 50 super missiles into her face, and then all of my missiles, and then I use the charge beam. It's just my canon version of killing Mother Brain, even if it's slightly slower. Oh, I missed a couple. That's terrible. Missed 3, maybe. Alright. All supers accounted for. The ketchup beam engages. I think even normal missiles are almost better DPS than the supers just because of how fast they fire, but... Anyway. She should be done very, very quickly. Yep. Not a problem. Oh no, the rainbow beam! There are ways to skip some of these as well, but there's a way to completely skip the frozen animation after the... Probably the next beam. No, it's like, what, 3 energy tanks, so 1 more after this, I think. You actually take considerably more damage if you don't have the gravity suit on, if I remember correctly. Like up to like 6 or 7 tanks of damage. This should put us in the freeze state. Very sad. We can't stand up as she picks on us. Oh no, what shall we do? We're probably going to die. Well, I've got all those reserve tanks. Nah. We got our baby back. Man, Super Metroid's so good. Link to the Past, so good. Such a good combo randomizer. Alright. Now, you gotta give Mother Brain credit. She is pretty darn tough to survive that. Basically dusted by a giant Metroid. And she still somehow comes back. I mean, I guess she's kind of a robot. Maybe mostly biological robot construction of some sort. But, yeah. I wonder if she's technically the strongest creature in the Metroid universe. I mean, Ridley's also been killed like 50 times by now, and he always gets back, so... They have the technology, they can rebuild anything. Alright, well that's it. You sealed your fate. Now you made us mad. Best part of the game. Oh no, we took a little bit of damage. Don't even notice. Oh, he shot one little beam, one little Cheerio, or whatever you want to call him. Well, they don't call it the Hyper Beam for nothing. Game over for Mother. Uh-oh. But wait! What can we do? There's no timer. Like, what about all those bosses in Link to the Past? If the world's gonna blow up, how will we finish our game? I love how it's like a panic escape when there really is no rush because there's no timer anymore. It's pretty good. Oops, oops, oops! Climbing walls, my foil. Oh man. Oh man! I'm down. We're gonna die in the lava. I should have practiced! Blue doesn't remember how to go up. There we go. I bounced off the tiniest platform there. You can actually wall jump off of almost anything. It's kind of ridiculous in this game. I mean, it takes a lot of timing and good form, but you can get up through, like, even just those one tile wide blocks. If you're good, you just go right through them. That's not terrible. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to get right to the wall there. Or right to the right edge. Yeah, right to the wall would be the word. Better hurry or the lava's gonna kill us. But yeah, you can shine spark all the way up this thing. Just pretty awesome. I highly recommend it. So, funny story. I think the world's gonna be okay after all. Oh, look! So this basically only happens once, but after you kill Mother Brain, because you haven't killed Ganon yet, the game is not over. Now, this is obviously so that if you missed something important, like, let's just say maybe in Meridia there's a really important item and we need it to finish Link to the Past. That's just, you know, this world can't blow up and end because we might need to go back and pick something up. Until we go to Link to Past, though, we got the Hyper Beam. So if you're ever just wanting to have some fun and you don't want to use a Game Genie, just install this combo randomizer and you can test the Hyper Beam out on stuff. You could probably save a few bosses, like, you know, we could go fight, what's his name? Spore Spawn, because we didn't kill him. I wonder, you know, just because it's close, we never fought this Bomb Chorizo. I just wanted, this is just totally for fun. But what happens if you hit the Bomb Chorizo with the Hyper Beam? Because I've never even considered this. What happens? Thanks for the 5 missiles. This is the highlight of the series, clearly. This is why I'm playing this combo randomizer, just so I can use the Hyper Beam. Oh, it was worth it. Samus don't give an F. Sheesh. But yeah, I would recommend killing Crocomere. We didn't actually kill the one of the mini bosses in Meridia, or we actually saved quite a few mini bosses if you really want to go back and kill them. So anyway, I thought that would be kind of fun for a second. I guess we better go back to Link to the Past, but as soon as we go to Link to Past, we'll lose the Hyper Beam if we come back. So this is kind of a one-shot hyper extravaganza, but I would definitely recommend if you want to spend some time to just do a little tour of ZBs and just see what the Hyper Beam does to everything, because I'm pretty sure it kills, well, most things in one hit. If it can damage them, it probably kills them in one hit. Anyway, back in the happy world of Link. Let's see, look at our items for a second. Switch over to Link mode. Light world. We can technically do the shovel thing, the mushroom thing. Not Hasharala. So 2 items if we cared. We don't care. So what we should do really is go clear these 2 dungeons. And then that'll be the end of the game, basically. Then we do Ganon's Tower and kill Ganon. And I think with the Fire Rod, there's nothing... Like, we don't actually have the Ice Rod or the Cane of Birna. So without the cane, we couldn't actually finish Turtle Rock, or... We couldn't even get into Turtle Rock. And we can't finish Misery Mire. Or Swamp, whichever one is which, I forget. I think this is the Mire, though, technically. Yeah, because Misery Mire is like further down the list. It's usually Misery Mire second last, Turtle Rock last. So we did do Palace of Darkness, Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, Thieves Town, Ice Palace is coming up, Misery Mire we can't do, Turtle Rock we can't do. So we'll probably find, if we search, we'll probably find the cane, and the Ice Rod would only be necessary again if we're fighting the Turtle Rock at the end, whatever the name of the turtle monster boss is. But because of the layout of crystals, we don't need to do all that, so that's pretty cool. I guess because we're here, we should consider going to do Misery Mire. Or, sorry, Ice Palace. I mean, we're already 25 minutes in, so I don't know if I have enough time, technically, but I'll do what I can. Would be nice to get the red mail. That's one of the few things I didn't get. But yeah, these were the enemies that I was thinking, basically, Fire Rod or Bombos to pass. Well, that's convenient. But yeah, until we got Bombos right near the end, we had no way to deal with these guys. So, Ice Palace is certainly not my favorite of the palaces. This is one that's, I don't know if I would say super difficult, but like, usually you do this dungeon, this is the dungeon that only gives you the blue mail. There's no like upgrade other than armor. And usually have a lot less hearts, so this is really a difficult dungeon because lots of stuff does a lot of damage. You wouldn't have the gold sword, obviously. And I just remember it as being a punishing dungeon in general. And really wanting that armor upgrade that it takes you quite a while to get to. Didn't get to charge that up. The fact that we can one-shot the penguins is pretty awesome, though. I think we're just gonna go left and up for now. I forget the best route through this dungeon, but I'll do my best. So this, we want bomb. That's good. And then, will that hit it? No. There is a way to hit it. I wonder if it's technically a cheat. I wonder how you're supposed to do it normally. If I just put it there, will it hit it? Yeah. So that'll make things a lot easier. That's kind of a... Well, when I say easier, I mean sort of easier. Assuming I can do a couple tricks, it'll make it easier. Are you kidding me? Ice Palace. Nobody likes you. Knock them down. Bomb them until they're dead. Alright. We're totally fine here. So I may have... You know, by flicking that switch... Wow. Wow! I may have put myself in a bad position. Oh, I guess there's another switch there, so... Yeah, the thing is, what the pros do is they skip this by bouncing down, by using a bomb to sort of jump over the edge. I don't think there's any other way to skip this room. Yeah, so I'm not going to actually try. I just was curious. It would save a ton of time later on by having the pillars reversed at this point. By having orange up and blue down, it would actually be a lot easier, but you have to be able to do a sequence break there to really speed that up. Guess I could use some hearts if anyone wanted to help out a poor Ankylo. Wow. Wow! I hate this dungeon. So I have 0 keys, of course. No big key. Oh, this room sucks, too. Getting down the stairs is like half the battle. There we go. Alright, we need flame rods. Now, unfortunately... Yeah, unless that was the big key. Because normally you fall down one of these blocks, you get to the big key, I believe. Or, not the big key, the big chest, right? Yeah. That's where you get the blue armor normally. Which is not an option yet. And if we had the, what am I trying to say? If we had the pillars reversed, we could just go fight the boss right now, basically. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, hold on. Here we go. And we're in the money. Now, which one of these? One of these has... Or is it one of the ghost guys has the key? Forget. Maybe... Maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was a key in this room. Yes. Haha, there was a key. Okay. I'm not crazy. Only partially crazy, let's call it. Alright. Yeah. It's something about swinging your sword changes your velocity just enough to make ice control a little bit better. I don't really understand it, but it does work, so... Hey! That is so convenient. The red mail... It's just... In the randomizer, it's just a mail upgrade. It's... If you had the green, it would have been the blue. So this was actually probably our first, like, vanilla dungeon item. That sucked. And then the game takes it away. Anyway, the red mail was pretty much the last upgrade that has, like, a value for us as we get towards the end of the game. Mostly just because I keep running into things. Okay, that doesn't matter. I shouldn't need the red mail to kill Ganon, but, you know. We've already got silver arrows. We've got gold sword, silver arrows, red mail. There shouldn't be any problems here. There we go. No problem, no problem. Alright, this room... I know how to dodge through that, no problem. We have 0 keys. Now, we will get that one in a second. I think the regular call is to finish this right side before you go back for that treasure. Guess that's not actually a applicable one. Could have looked at the map. Yeah, I think normally you come up here first before you go back down there. If you're trying to be quick. Look at this. Getting work done. And then this is like another item check, basically, up here. Yeah, that you couldn't get to from the other side. And it's a good item check. So we've got what we need. We got the red mail, which is nice, and the big key, which means we should be able to get to the boss. Now, again, if you were a pro glitcher that knew how to do lots of tricks, there'd be ways of making this a little bit easier to get to the boss. We'll have to do the loop-de-loop like normal. But we have a couple keys. And I think I know where I'm going. I guess I could get the big chest. I guess you're supposed to fall here. There's like nothing else to do. I feel like there was something under the skull I missed. There must have been something under that skull. Let's just fall. Let's just keep falling. That was a good little dupe there. Okay, okay. So let's try this again. This time with less going the wrong way. You know what? Let me just... I'm not 100% sure if that's right. That's the way down. We can get the big chest if we care. Let's see if there's anything under this. No, this room is just a pain in my freaking butt. Okay, forget that. I don't want to go there anymore. Well, I almost got onto the staircase before I got fireballed. Please let me down, sir. Please, good sir. Alright, well that got us back here. Interesting how they've repaired the floor on this room. Oh, you know what? Because the chest is there, I could have just hookshot it over on that previous floor. Oh, good! A compass. Alright, well, let's figure this out then. So... all we gotta do is, now that we have the key, head up there, change the direction of the pillars, which we can do because we have another key, and then fall down in the middle there. Or just come here naturally, that's fine too. Do I need to kill this guy? I feel like there might be a key in this room. Maybe. No keys. Yeah, we have to push a block down from above. Yeah. Or have the cane. That'd be so convenient, wouldn't it? Alright, so this was not the direction to go to set up the blocks. Not at all. I do still need a key, though. Oh, another fairy healer up there. Oh yeah, I can shoot lasers sometimes. Isn't that fun? Alright, so how do I reset this? What was the trick? I don't even remember how to open this door right now. There we go. It's just a matter, if I remember correctly, of finding the, like, getting knocked off and dying. It's just a matter of finding the, the orb and having a route that you don't have to do bomb jumps to get to the floor that you push the blocks down, you know. This is why nobody likes the Ice Palace. Come on. Trying to remember how to do it, and then throwing it in a randomizer with keys and stuff slid up a little bit differently. Still need a key, though. I don't need to be a bunny. Just ignore him. Takes us back. Maybe we should look at our map for a second. So many floors. So that's the bottom we've been to. We just need a key to get to the right side and a drop from above. It might be that that's a room that takes a key to get into that has a key inside of it. So we might not ever be able to get into it with this random seed. Which means my problem is just getting the switch and find an orb and then a way back up. Or down. That is mostly. I feel like this happens to me every time. Almost every time I play this palace, I always get stuck in this loop of like, it seems so easy, but it just doesn't quite click in my head on what I have to do. I feel like there should be a very simple route to what I want. It's a couple floors down. Where is the orb? We did that last time. That didn't get us anywhere. That's just the way back up. Does not help us. Just try going to the right. So... takes us up as well. Up and up. Always up. Maybe if we go all the way up... I don't know. What am I thinking? I feel like that should do extra damage. If I hit by a really big block. Sure does some cool moves, that's for sure. Alright, so the last time I went up here, I didn't actually go to the left. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I needed to go just a little bit further, and then that would have figured it all out. Somehow I don't feel like this is the answer to my problems. This is just going to take me through this roundabout one more time. Where I can't get past... like, if I can't actually get past... yeah. You know, the floor where there's the spinning fire, and you have to set the orbs a certain way to get past it. Need that room to properly reset. I'm gonna go down there again, but... well, what if... I don't think the room's gonna remember. Like, I don't think I can hit that switch and then take this route to go back down. Like, I think to the right here is kind of a one-way only room, so that's not gonna be the trick, I don't think. Yeah, you can't get through there. So it has to be self-contained a little bit lower. Either that or I'm just missing a key, and there's a switch down in that bottom spot that I just didn't find the key for. Which would kind of suck. So let's not play around with doubling the orbs or anything, like with... what if you go further down here? Does that do anything? Maybe I can actually. I thought you could bomb that ground there. Ah, skeletons. Alright, so then we're on the moving floor, floor where I die to spikes. Alright, so the problem is, no matter what I want, I have to have the orb set this way or I can't get through this room. There's no skipping this room without glitches with the orbs the other direction. It's just not possible. So then... now we're back down to B3. I must be missing a key. That must be what's happening here. This is just going to take me back, you know. If there's no orb light switches down on this end of the map... so I can't get past... I definitely can't get to this floor with the orbs alternated. Like, there's no way. Yeah, I can definitely see why a dungeon like this, being good at the bomb bounces to bounce over pits is so nice. It saves you so many loop-de-loops and backtracking, just because all the paths are blocked by, essentially, you know, one block jumps. I did go down from here, right? Yeah, that just leads... Well, I'm kind of annoyed because I did get a key out of this room already. So this room, we keyed up here. I wonder how much of this is because of the randomizer that's messing with me. Did I ever kill this? I don't think there's supposed to be a key here. Now we're overtime again because I got stuck in Ice Palace. That guy doesn't come out. Maybe I should just make sure I kill everything in all these rooms. No skeleton's gonna drop on me. Because this is certainly where the map's leading me. And if you had the switch the other way, you could go get some fairies out of those. But in the end, this just leads you to the locked door. Well, crap! I don't know where the key is. Wait, yeah, no, I can't. No, you have to push the block down, right? There's no other way. Unless you've got the cane, there's no other way to get this. So isn't there normally a light switch to the right of this room? I feel really dumb. What am I missing? Okay, I'm gonna make a pause here, and I'm gonna cut back when I figure out where the key is, because I feel like something's gone terribly wrong on this dungeon, and on camera, I just need to take a pause to think about it. Because I don't have a map of the dungeon on hand or anything. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I actually couldn't find any keys. I feel like maybe I've glitched something out. I'm pretty sure I picked up every key there's supposed to be in this dungeon, and somehow I ran short one. So I don't know how that worked. So instead, I figured out how to do a trick instead. Oops, that was the wrong way to do it. Hold on, I've got a save state right before. So basically, you want to stand right on this edge, so you're as far to the left as possible without falling off. I think it's maybe pixel perfect, but pretty close. Then hold your sword out, move to the top, so you're right against the wall. Put a bomb there, and then move down so you're about halfway over. I was a little bit low there. I almost had it. It's a little bit higher, right about there. I was still too high. I guess maybe I didn't move over quite far enough to the left. Anyway, I did this like 3 times in a row off camera. It shouldn't be that hard. Oh, that was really close. Now that I'm on camera, it's way harder to do, clearly, but it's right about there. Just not quite. There we go. All right. Now we're doing actual tricks. So anyway, I don't know what I was missing. Fortunately, I knew of the bomb jump. And you know what? I really can't afford to die right now because I don't have to redo that. I should use the red potion, I guess, but it's fine. Anyway, whatever happened, something happened, and I couldn't get to the... I was right. The bottom floor, the locked door, is where the orb is that's down here that you're supposed to use to cycle, but I could not get down there, so... Don't ask me. I definitely spent some time looking around. I double-checked the normal walkthrough with all the, you know, an image of all the map for this floor, and technically you could bomb to the right here as well, but I'm not going to be messing around with that. This will be fine. Alright, so anyway, now we're where I need to be. Just push those down, or push one down. Please stop, sir. Please. I guess you can only push the one down specifically. Anyway, that's all you really need, and then that'll be the end of it, so... Where you're supposed to find the key for that room, I do not know. If there's a key in this room, then we got Jude. We got, like, a... If it's in here, I don't mean to be rude, but, like... We really did get a seed that required hacks. If there's a key in here, that would be a very big logic fail, because it would require, essentially a glitch to get down here. So, again, I don't know. I'm just checking. I don't think there's any keys. The right side should just drop us down. Or, sorry, the left side should drop us down. So yeah, I don't know exactly what I did wrong in this map. Maybe it was my mistake. Maybe something bugged out. Randomizers aren't perfect, but I certainly haven't seen that before, so... let's go with... I think it's Ether, right? Or Bombos. This is Bombos. You can just use the Flame Rod, but I think this might be cheaper MP-wise. Because it takes them straight to the next phase. And I think the Fire Rod is what really burns them. I guess, you know, I haven't actually tested out. Well, there's 3 of them. Maybe we can hit all 3 of them with Ether as well. I don't use the magic in this game nearly as often as we probably should. That doesn't seem to have worked, actually. You know, the gold sword's pretty good, I hear. Let's just use it. The game did bug out! So the boss had the small key that allowed access to the boss without a glitch. So that was a randomizer fail. That might be the first one I've ever seen. But the game basically required you to do a bomb jump. As far as I'm aware, a minor glitch. Not a major, but still a minor glitch that I wouldn't have known how to do without looking it up, really. Just to get to the end of that. Interesting. I think that's a fail. That's the kind of thing on hard mode that's fine. But I don't think it's actually supposed to do that on normal mode. So that's kind of a logic. Someone didn't double check that the boss of this dungeon can drop a small key that you need to get to him, basically. So, for normal logic, anyway. Anyway, this has been a pretty long episode. I'm probably going to end it here. We're 1 crystal away from completing our set. And, with the Fire Rod, we shouldn't have a huge amount of trouble in Skullwoods. So, let's save that for next episode, and, you know, hopefully I won't run into a need to do a glitch to get through a door to get to the boss, because that was not what I was expecting in a randomizer run. Not to say I would suggest this deter you from playing this randomizer. Unfortunately, it just appears that even on, you know, easy mode, which what I was assuming from what I read, you're supposed to be able to beat it without any glitches. I think we ran into a situation, unless someone else can give me a solution on how I was supposed to do that without cheating. We ran into a situation where we couldn't actually complete it by normal means, so... Because there's no, like, magic key in this game, like in Zelda 1 and 2, and maybe just those ones, but, you know, in previous games, there's a magic key that opens all doors forever. But without access to anything like that, if you basically need your small keys to get into the room, or else you can't, you know, you need you have a, you know, there's 5 locked doors, there's 5 small keys. They don't transfer between dungeons or anything. Anyway, I think you guys get it. Hopefully you understand. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time for the last Crystal Dungeon. And maybe enough. We might get to Ganon's Tower next episode too. Tomorrow might be the last episode. We'll see. See you guys.